For those unaware, Apex Legends is a new first-person shooter battle royale brought to you by Respawn and EA. The best way to describe this game is to say that it sprinkles in notes of other games. For instance, you see Respawn Entertainment, you think Titanfall. And yes, this game has fantastic gunplay and very fluid movement. It doesn't have wall running, that sort of thing, but as far as a fundamental first-person shooter feels, this one feels like one of the best on the market, let alone a battle royale. So yes, this game's soul is Titanfall. And you take that and you sprinkle in a little bit of the hero play from Overwatch, and you have your selectable character, your legend, where they all have unique abilities. Finally, as far as the atmosphere and landscape goes, this gives me a Borderlands-esque feel. And of course it goes without saying, but I'm going to say it for sake of the video, that this game is a battle royale. And while this is the flavor of the year, straight up publishers are just slapping battle royale on anything they can get their hands on, and it sells like hotcakes. But I could see how this is a distinct advantage for any successive battle royale to learn from the mistakes of their opposition and from mistakes of the past for the genre in general. I, for one, really dislike battle royales, and I'll get into that later in the video, but for now, I dislike battle royales, so as a result, for every new battle royale that comes out, I'm extremely cautious, right? I try to look past the hype train and see the video game for what it really is. Which is why playing Apex Legends pains me, because I see a fantastic first-person shooter hindered by a battle royale. In my opinion, hindered by a battle royale, because I feel like if this was a team deathmatch Respawn loadout shooter, I said Respawn, I meant the game mode, not the publisher, but if this was a loadout shooter, I would have so much fun with it because the gunplay is that good. But I understand the harsh reality, which is battle royales sell, and as a result, companies should put most of their eggs in the battle royale basket. Yes, I am very much aware that the other game by Respawn, Titanfall and Titanfall 2, have pilot versus pilot combat that offers something akin to what I'm describing. However, it says it in the name of the game, Titanfall. That implies mech versus mech or mech versus pilot gameplay, so I see that as a difficult investment of time to make for myself because there's an automatic schism with the community of who wants to play with mechs and who wants to play with just pilots. I thought of a great way to explain this. It's like going to IHOP to order a burger. I'm sure the burgers are fine, but you would probably have a much better experience going to a restaurant that specializes in making awesome burgers. But unfortunately, in the grand landscape of gaming, I just can't find a restaurant that makes great burgers. And that brings us to today, where it seems that most of the games that exist are restaurants telling us, you will have pancakes and you will fucking like them. And pancakes being battle royale in this instance. For those on the fence about a battle royale, the whole genre, if you'll enjoy it or not, you will have a good time with Apex Legends. I think it does a good job of limiting a lot of the random bullshit that you will inevitably encounter in a battle royale. I'm not saying it's not there, but options to mitigate it by smart play are definitely more plentiful. So basically, if you held a gun to my head and said, Cammy, you must play a battle royale, I would pick Apex Legends every time. But in reality, I'm not held at gunpoint. I can do whatever I want. And playing a battle royale is not something I want to do. So I'm sorry, while Apex Legends is a great game, it's not a great game for me. I already know in the comment section somebody's going to ask why, so here's my condensed answer. Battle royales all have a large degree of randomness, and inevitably in the match, you will experience a lull in combat where you're pretty much just traversing an area. I understand the tension that can build up throughout these games, all this time invested, you're the second to last squad standing, it's now squad versus squad, final moments, the clock's ticking down, the circle's getting closer. I get that. But in my opinion, it will never beat the feeling of a traditional FPS, of discovering a new mechanic, practicing a new skill, mastering team play, just getting better overall, and then seeing that materialize into something that you worked your ass off to do. And in the process, you think you would be satisfied, but you're never satisfied. You reach a plateau, you break through it, you transcend limits, and you rinse and repeat the entire process taking the time to savor those moments when you execute a strat perfectly, when you nail a new skill, or when the stars aligned and you find yourself skilled enough to take advantage of it. Traditional first-person shooters streamline that journey so much to me that battle royales can't even come close. Ultimately, with this video, I want to let out a prayer for any game developer working on a first-person shooter, let it be arena style or loadout style, where I hope it's successful. I hope that we hit a new wave of gamers that can get some sort of joy out of playing a traditional first-person shooter. I hope that the atmosphere of these games is inspiring to the casual player. I hope that when they lose a match, they're not pissed off, but rather thinking, how could I have played it better? The process of improving is really what I want these games to embrace, and it doesn't have to be at the same rate for everybody. Of course, I want the game to foster an idea of fairness, where if you're losing a gunfight, it is because the other player is better, not because the other player is lucky. So for any game developer out there trying to create a game with these same values, this prayer goes out to you. I hope that your game succeeds. I hope that there's a new wave of gamers that really appreciate the small things. Some of my fondest memories in gaming involve the Halo series by Bungie. I remember the first Halo, me and the neighborhood kids would system link our Xboxes and play 4 versus 4 Halo, and it got pretty intense, but no matter who won, no matter who lost, we all still wanted to play more. And this, continued into Halo 2, and in Halo 3 they had the theater mode. Xbox Live was a lot more common, so those same neighborhood kids and I would play on Xbox Live this time. And we would lose to some people. We would go in theater mode, see what went wrong, pick up a new skill here or there, practice it, and eventually it leads to just very memorable moments of like messing up a grenade toss, but seeing it land near your feet, and you still have enough health to take the grenade, so instead you use that momentum to bounce you in an area you're not supposed to be in, and the guy thinks you're weak, comes to clean you up, and you backsmack him. Like, moments like that, man. Holy shit, that takes me back. So you can see that whenever I experience a game like Apex Legends, it reignites that little glimmer of hope that that era of first-person shooters can happen again. And even if it doesn't, I can still scratch that competitive itch with fighting games. I don't have to mess with first-person shooters. I can go back and play some of my favorites with my friends who also like those games. It doesn't have to be a modern, popular game, but it would be cool if it was. And on that note, this video is coming to a close, so thank you so much for hearing me out. Remember, this is all opinion-based. Don't read too much into it. This is just my preferences in gaming. You don't have to agree. I'm not going to judge you for yours. You play whatever you want. You enjoy whatever you want. And I'll be streaming on Twitch right now. I'm just completing a couple odds and ends in Destiny. I'm completing the end of season rewards for Gambit and Strikes before the season resets. I need to checkmark that before I play a couple other games in my library. I really want to finish an entire playthrough of Resident Evil 2 because I think that is one of the modern hidden gems that I will highly recommend when I finish the game.